who are some of the guys that you saw or just snapshots of people that you said, wow, I want to do that?
Well, I mean, we touched on it earlier, but Def Jam for sure.
Okay.
I think everyone that I saw in Def Jam, because I knew everybody.
Okay.
Like when they saw him, and then it was crazy because then Comic View came on shortly after that, a couple years later, and that's when I didn't have cable until like season 3 of Comic View, so I got it late. When I got cable, I mean, DL wasn't even the host anymore. I think it was Cedric. Was the first time I watched Comic View because it started with DL, then it went to Cedric.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, I started watching Comic View, and it was funny because then I'd see a comic that was on Def Jam on Comic View doing some of the same jokes but clean because you couldn't cuss on Comic View.
Absolutely.
So I was like, oh, this don't hit the same. This don't hit the same
Nah.
like Def Jam at all.
That was the beauty of Def Comedy Jam, and I kind of talk about this in my set on the liberties that we had in the 90s, right? Because coming up in the game, Def Jam was such a liberation for us where we could actually say what we want to say. And they wanted us to be free and like be edgy. And if you wanted to curse, even if you wanted to use a subject matter or what have you, we were able to do that, right? And that's why we were able to blow up. Like, just think about all the guys that you saw came on Def Comedy Jam and became TV stars and became movie stars, right?
That was my first. Def Jam was the first time it hit me like, oh, people, Def Jam, they were really trying that last joke. You could see they wanted to hit.
Yeah.
Because they wanted that standing O and everything.
Yeah.
Because when you watch like The Tonight Show or A&E at the Improv or the mainstream shows, you know, they just, thank y'all, good night. It's not about ending on a bang. It's just about consistency. With the Def Jam, I go, you're always waiting like, this, he's gonna, they should end with something strong.
Yeah,
that 5
but
minutes
you
should
had
end.
to. But do you know why? So we only had 6 to 8 minutes, right? And they might edit you down depending on your, you know, your set, how you did, right? It was so crucial that you had a dynamic 8 minutes because you wanted that to propel you, right? You got to understand, like my show, we had Bernie. Bernie Mac was bonkers funny. Like there's nothing, you never seen nothing like this before. Then you had Chris Tucker do a set. You had, let me give you somebody else that was Steve Harvey. Like Steve Harvey did the eye joke.
Yeah, the Mitch Blood Green.
Right. Yeah. This shit right here took Steve Harvey to a level that we didn't even foresee because it was a joke and the way he did it. You had Bernie. Here's the thing about Bernie, right? I heard about Bernie Mac before I met him. We didn't have social media.
Right.
I heard about Jamie Foxx. I had never met him. I heard like, yo, this dude from Texas. This dude from Chicago's crazy. It's this dude from Chicago named Bernie Mac, crazy. That's all you would hear. Yo, this dude named Martin Lawrence from DC, crazy. Wait till you see him. So you get to Def Jam and it's like all-stars from places you only heard mythical stories about these people. And they perform. So now you like, dog, man, it's do or die. Like, I gotta have the best set. Like you said, I gotta close on a banger or start with a banger or something because the guy that's going in front of me is killing, bro. So you had no wiggle room for a medium set. That's how intense it was.
Would Martin, because sometimes, you know, Martin was going off the dome a lot.
Yeah.
Would he bring you right up if the crowd was in hysterics, or would he calm them down?
No. Martin is bringing you up off a banger because you got to understand.
I'd be like this. God.
Martin Lawrence is probably one of the best comedic hosts I've ever seen. Now, you got to understand. So Martin's pacing the show. He's the point guard. Boom, boom, boom. But he's banging out home runs in front of you, bro. So, like, Martin is dogging Kid and Play. He's talking about he fucked some girl. He's doing all this wild ass shit and then bringing up Gary Owen. Like, so now what you gonna do? Like, you don't have no room to like, oh, how y'all doing? No, you gotta jump on that wave and ride it because right after you is Bernie Mac. So now you don't want to be the dude who get his set cut.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the dude that don't air.
Did they do that? I heard it was like 4 comedians, only
that
3
didn't
aired.
air. Now, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So we're all Adele Gibbons. You remember the Tic Tac joke?
Yeah.
Okay. So Adele Gibbons does the Tic Tac joke, and the place goes into cardiac arrest. Like, people run around that theater, right? Chris Tucker comes up after her. he does this joke about Michael Jackson, being a pimp. People are running around the theater. Now, Bernie Mac, his dressing room is right across from mine. The door is open, and here comes this dude. I can't remember his name. I would have to call Bob Sumner. He was low energy. He did this like, you know, sort of like bring him down to a zero.
Yeah.
After, what up, my man? Bob, Chris Tucker. Boo! Bernie said, what the fuck is going on? I said, I don't know. Bernie said, they booing motherfuckers on a special. This mean too much to me, motherfucker. I said, oh, Bernie, what's that? He was like, they booing, man. I ain't come all this motherfucking way to get booed, right? I said, what the fuck? Bernie run down the stairs, come back. He said, man, this is motherfucking crazy. They booed that motherfucker on a special. I said, Bernie, I don't know. He was like, man, he start pacing. I said, Bernie, you gonna be all right? He said, man, this mean too much to me, man. That whole I ain't scared of you motherfuckers came from somebody bombing.
I heard that story.
It's true story.
Yeah.
I don't know why he said I ain't scared of you motherfuckers, but that's what happened. Because Bernie was like, this shit mean too much to me. He was like, man, it can't happen to me, right?
Yeah.
So one person's failure became another person's success in the moment.
In fact, you don't even know the guy's name.
I don't, bro. He probably, you know, wash dishes or something. I don't know what he do now.
Fucking Dion Cole, man. Sorry.
We probably seen him at the airport.
Yeah,
he
Dion Cole
he put stuff on the belt.
Who else would it be? I'm just kidding. I'm thinking low energy guys.
Very low energy guy. But seriously, like Bernie.
Bernie's my first guy I saw at a theater when I got to LA. So Guy Torrey took me to, I don't know what it's called now, but it used to be the Universal Amphitheater.
Okay.
And we went, and then we got backstage afterwards. And nobody knew me. And I'm sitting there, and it got a little rowdy in the dressing room. Comedians were doing too much. There's nothing worse than a comedian always on. And
never stop being funny. They never.
But they're doing bits. It's not organic.
Right.
And they're saying something and looking for the room for approval. Like, yeah, I told that bitch whatever.